all the time. Everyone can't go. That part. That part. Make sure I ain't too far
And you
behind
know what
you.
else that goes with that? Like for real, and this is stuff we don't really like to hear.
Hey,
Sometimes,
Anthony.
sometimes people leave us behind.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause
Yep.
we not ready.
Nigga elevated. Nigga elevated like, yep. Yep.
And that's okay too. Like it's okay
It's
to
Mm-hmm.
just
like
not our time.
be okay with that too. You know?
Yep. So so when it comes to that, like Coach, what you said as far as people leaving us behind, a lot of times I feel like if somebody does, I need that. Cause now like once they fall off and I'm on the way to the top, like then it's like, oh hey E, what's up? Like I'm gonna keep it moving. You know, I needed you to leave me out and hanging. Like I needed that. Thank you.
Yeah. I
You
wouldn't take
can't
it as
join back
bad.
on this ride though. Pause.
Hey, no pause though on that.
I wouldn't
They
take it as
can't get back.
bad though.
They can't get back on. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's no spinning the block. Mm-mm. Not if you left me while I was in a bad season.
My
Yeah.
thing is, were you disrespectful when you left?
Yeah. See how
Ooh,
you.
that part.
Yeah.
Mm,
Because I'm like this. Sometimes people deserve another chance, but it's
mm.
how you left it that matters.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
agree.
Okay. Okay.
Because sometimes, life happens and people fall off for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you come to me and you with that buttery bull, I'm going to cut you off and I'm through with it.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
maybe we wasn't doing our part at that point.
Right.
So
It's
Mimi,
possible.
right, Mimi, that's true. Like so, I could only give an example of like a relationship I was in. Like if I'm not doing my part, I'm doing everything in my power that I can, and then I got left hanging. It's like, oh well, I can't do this. Like, but then once I started, I recuperated and I started winning. Then it's like now
Hey,
you
big.
want to be back like you was there with me when I had my downtimes. No, like I don't care how much love I have for you. You can't come right back and act like you was there with me through thick and thin because you wasn't.
Right.
Yeah, you
Right.
wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
That's
That
exactly what I was about to say.
Right.
Too. I was like, nah, I'm gonna be doing too much.
that part.
I was just about to say that.
That part was good, Anthony's.
Hold on. I
Yo,
want to
what's
call
goody,
that.
yo? What's up? Peace and reparations to the
Hi,
chat.
Anthony.
Not peace and reparation.
Hey,
Hey,
what's up,
Anthony.
I
y'all?
love that.
What's
Peace
up?
and
What's up?
reparation.
What's
Too
up?
real.
Hey, Tina. Tina's the best. What's up, Tina? What's up, Britt? What's the elevator being elevated? What's the cute baby?
Yeah,
What's the
yeah.
stash for the gas? Y'all, did y'all see me? I was on 106 in stash. What's up? Me too,
That's
Tanya. Hey,
cute.
Coach Lamb
That's
Talk.
cute.
Fire.
I like that.
They
That's
just said
106
fire.
and
106 and
cash.
stash. That's mad
Yo,
Listen,
funny.
that's
y'all.
fire. That's
If you
it.
want to
That's
catch
it
me on
stash.
there,
I'm gonna
it's
be
gonna
saying
be
it the whole
about
time
the
now.
5 hour markish.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
106
I
and
think it was
stash.
4 hours
That's
and
cute.
13
Yes.
minutes,
Yo,
I think.
106 and stash got it. That's
Uh,
mad funny.
Shout out to Anthony. Anthony said he's in the background.
My man
Um,
Anthony pulled up to the function.
Hello, Anthony.
Shout out to
Anthony had came there. Anthony with the tunes.
Hey,
Anthony with the
Kissy J.
tools.
What's up, Anthony? Anthony had pulled up too. That's so cool.
he said his ears are tired.
Huh? He Italian?
His ears are tired.
Oh no, he in
Hilarious.
I
Italian.
can't.
Oh, God.
With Supreme.
Oh we
Oh
Yo,
my
Why
god.
his ears tired? Oh, I'm talking too loud.
no. He's
No, you
like
good.
Anthony, I'm hurting your
Anthony be in
ears.
everybody's chats. He be on these streets, like you know what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying.
he
Like
do
I
be
get it.
in YT Street.
I
I
get it.
haven't seen him. I was gonna actually email him to make sure he was okay, cause I hadn't seen him in the chat that I be in. Normally I'll
Uh,
see him, so I figured he probably was like busy or something, you know.
mhm,
But he is okay. That's good. Hey,
mhm.
Anthony with the tunes.
Shout out to a brother of a certain age. Thank you for joining, bro. I
Oh,
appreciate it.
listen, while I'm here, I'm sorry, Elevated. I don't want to throw your show off, but hey,
Okay.
Anthony with the tunes, because I don't email married men after dark. I got a question for you. Stash had did me an intro song on your beat, but I don't want you, like, if I get famous or whatever, I don't want you to come back and try to, like, you know. But I want to make sure, is it okay if I use that intro song?
Yo, I'm fucking weak.
Please?
Yeah.
I'm
I
sure
mean,
my
you can
man.
sleep on it. I'm going to email you tomorrow during the day. Okay, that's it. Thank you, Elevated.
Yeah, you go. Kiss from Jay in the
With the
building. Thank you for
bell.
joining, Jay.
Hey, yes, Kiss from Jay was on there. I seen her part. It was so good. Jay be like just giving out very valuable information.
Yeah,
And
Jay's.
I did take her advice when she was saying about how you can like do your lives or upload your videos and stuff and not use your phone storage. I think that was like the first video I watched of Sugar Kisses.
Mhm. Shout out to Fantastic Five. Thank you for joining.
Hey, Fun Five. Okay, y'all, I'm about to go off camera. But I'm about to be here. But if you need me, I can talk, just not on camera.
Did you share this, Antonice?
I was just wanting to
share it
ask
to
that.
my page.
Hey,
Is
Tanya.
you?
Adam.
I ain't gonna say it.
What happened?
Shout out to Tanya.
Hey, Tanya.
Okay, everybody speaking.
Hey.
Fucking night, man. The last sector,
Looney Tunes, good to see you.
last sector I was in was draining with no encouragement to start my own channel.
That was the
Yo,
sector that I was
let me-
telling y'all
Yo,
about.
I got
Yeah.
a question.
Yeah, not over
I got a
here with that.
question.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Why everybody like what's this like the sector? Like why everybody call like they community the sector? Like what's that about?
Because it came from the Christian sector, the one she talking about.
Mm.
Krishan, talking about Blueface Krishan.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
he
one of
got
them.
Oh
like
God.
community or
So it's
something.
like different sectors?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a
depending on
street
who
sector
you
or
watch.
something like that. That I connected with some people from there, and they was like how it's similar to what Nishubu was saying, how people are not very encouraging, and there's a lot of drama, and we just not we not doing that over here.
So
All right.
are we considered a sector or that's like something else?
I mean,
It's
some
kinda
other
something
people might
else.
consider us the "Are you locked in" sector. I mean, but we
Well,
don't really
yeah.
look at ourselves like that.
All right.
Okay.
Too
Cause
after
I be in people chats and they be talking all this sector stuff and I be like, what the hell? Like I be
It's
Tell
mostly
me.
confused.
for gossip channels and stuff. Mostly that's where those sectors kind of come into play.
Yeah,
Okay. My
that's
fault
not
to
too
throw
far
y'all off.
wrong.
I was
Nah,
curious.
you.
I'm like,
Nah,
what the hell?
I was going to look that up after we got off live. So thank you, Jojo. Thank you for joining, Jojo. Okay, everybody speaking. Allison is in the building.
Welcome in, Eva. Welcome in.
Oh, Cooking Beauty's here. Where's she at? Hey, JoJo.
Hey everybody.
How you doing, Eva? Thank you for joining.
All right, that needs something.
Sectors are often messy. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
my
That's a
man
very messy sector.
Hey, B3.
B3 is in the building.
What up, B3?
Cranky, Mike. Cranky, mate. What's good, bro?
Captain
B3 in the
B3.
building. What up, B3?
Hey D3.
All right, so I guess we'll keep the chat rolling. So, building an elevated circle. Seek mentors who've achieved what you're working towards. Join communities and networks, and obviously sectors now, aligned with your goals. Invest in relationships that invest back into you. But y'all already taking on my talking points already. And then it's like your circle can be your ceiling, or they could be your way to the top. Pause.
Wait, so what was the question? Was that a question?
Nah, it was just talking points. You know, you can say whatever you need. Brother
Okay.
Bastarnage, what's up, bro? Thank you for joining.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you for having me up. I'm gonna fall back and just join in, get in where I can in the conversation.
Okay. Cool. That's cool. So
I guess
Hello,
when I
brother. Good to see you.
Yeah. I think we chopped it up a little bit a couple of lives ago over here.
Absolutely. I remember you, and I just wanted to address you. Greetings and salutations.
Yeah, I'm
hello,
sorry, man. And my apologies, greeting to the panel and everybody up here. So,
Hello to you.
yeah.
Hey,
I'm
hello,
sorry.
hello,
What's
hello.
your channel name?
Brother of a certain age.
Brother of a certain age. I like that.
Okay.
So it's a
mhm.
grown man channel. That's what you're trying to say.
Yep.
Got you.
Yep.
Love it.
Love it. Absolutely.
Yeah, come through.
Elevator, you can drop his channel so I can tap in with him. I don't think I'm connected with brother
Yeah, we
from.
need to if somebody in the I can't see the chat.
One of the
Yeah,
mods that's
please.
in my chat, could y'all please drop a brother of a certain age's channel link, please? And
Appreciate you.
I
thank you.
like the setup too. Cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking of changing it. I've had this for over like a year now, so I'm thinking of trying to, change it a little bit. But
So you do like podcasts and stuff, or do you do like what's your content like?
I mostly like topical stuff. So I came from like a audio podcast uploading onto Podbean and Spotify and stuff like that. Years ago, I had like like it was me and a young lady, we were doing podcasts, and then I started like putting things on YouTube just as another space just to put it up. I didn't understand YouTube, and I got up here and I was like, okay, now I think YouTube you gotta have a little, depending on what you're doing, you gotta come on camera. And so I just went down a rabbit hole of audio, visual, and learned on the fly. And it's just, so for me anyway, long story short, it's mostly topical stuff, but I'm a advocate for men to take their physical and mental health and well-being serious. So that's
Mm.
Wait, hold on. So I need to come tap in with your channel then. When you
Yeah,
said that
facts.
part, I'm like, hold on.
yeah, that's what it is. For
Yeah.
me, that's the most important thing. I don't really do like political and relationship type of stuff. I will touch on it, but those are things that like I don't like. I could give you bits and pieces of that, but I don't. That's not my thing. It's more like suicide health, mental health awareness and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Physical, like again, for men, I know we don't really take care of ourselves.
Hmm.
Arm got to be falling off before we go see it.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying.
True.
Yeah, I want to encourage that. Yeah, if you look at my channel, you'll see the stuff. I always tell people, take a look at something, listen to it for about 5-10 minutes, and
Right.
see if it goes with what you rock with, and if it doesn't, keep it moving. But if you're feeling it, then stay for a while and enjoying the conversation as well.
All right. Well,
Appreciate it.
welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say,
Fire.
isn't this a brother of a certain age? This like your second time being on here, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yep.
came over here through. I just know like the way this. I love this community because everybody supports everybody.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like from one person to the next person. I was chopping it up in the chat with an elevated, and I was like, oh, let me copy and paste his thing in YouTube and see his channel. I looked at it. I was like, okay, I can vibe over here. So let me come over here, and then I tapped in with him, and then I got to I don't know what y'all's screen is looking at, but the young lady that's right next to him, she was up here, and we got to talking a little bit.
Tina Mo. Yep.
This I think it's like SBK and all those guys. So I think like I just kind of connected, and I think the community having good conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
I'm in the middle of cooking, y'all, so that's why y'all don't hear me as much. I just got home from my son's football practice. Be easy on me. I'm here though.
he in the
And now
chat trolling.
Supreme said you biting
Corey,
your
you
toenail.
good, man. You ain't gotta explain nothing.
Supreme trolling.
See? Corey
But
biting her
Corey,
toenail.
Supreme is. He said you
Pick
biting
on
your
me tonight.
toenails, Corey.
I ain't gonna
You
play
didn't
with
say
I
that.
ain't gonna play with Sabrina tonight. He trying to pick on me.
We all used to be able to do that at some point, but then that flexibility went out the window.
Right. So I did have a question that was in the chat. If I can find it. Ooh, y'all
Oh yeah,
rolling
it was by
this
Angel B.
by Angel, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
Angel. Yeah.
that was a good question
What's
though.
up, Angel?
As soon as I can find it. Ooh, wee.
I can add to that for people who want to hear me speak so bad. Supreme.
But yeah,
Okay.
y'all should definitely check out Angel B's channel, especially her lives. Like she really be getting into some topics. Pause. That sounded
Wait,
crazy.
who's that? Who's the person named Angel? What?
Angel B. She
Angel
on the.
B.
Oh, you can't see the screen. She on the
Who
screen right
chat?
now.
Who chat she
Hold
in?
on.
She's in my chat.
Yours?
Hmm.
Okay, I just seen her. Okay.
Like she normally be going live like
In the early morning.
early morning. I catch her early morning, and then sometimes she go live after work. So maybe
Right.
like 6:30, 6
Mm-hmm.
o'clock ish time.
Mm-hmm. So the question she had was, how do you guys feel about the saying your attitude determines your altitude?
That's
That's
100.
that's 1,000%.
Yeah.
That's
Your
1,000.
attitude determines
Oh,
your altitude.
Cause
That's
we could be
true.
our biggest haters,
Yeah,
and keep ourselves
Yeah.
back, hold ourselves back from things. I know
we
I'm
got
my
well,
biggest critic.
how do y'all feel about people who
Hey,
they
Star.
do have like nasty attitudes and they do like a lot of like conniving stuff behind the scenes and they get kind of far.
it all comes crashing down sooner or later.
Or maybe okay. So certain people make it to the highest of heights, and from the outside looking in, it seems like that's where you want to be, right?
Hmm.
So I'm kind of flipping the altitude. So you can go high, but what is going to meet you when you get there? You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So if the nasty people are making it to the top, that means the top or whatever we consider the top to be might just be nasty.
It might be. Mm-hmm.
Right.
And you got to keep that up too. Like
Yeah.
if you build a following or subs or supporters doing that, that's a lot of energy. Like you really got to keep. I don't know how people, first of all, pressing live and then coming on camera and giving your opinion and things like that is tough enough. But like if you on 10 all the time
Hmm.
and you got to stay on 10 because your audience expect it. When they tune in elevated, they know they're gonna get a calm. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna lay out what the conversation is. You're gonna come in, chop it up with the audience a little bit for a little while, and then get into the content. But if you came in hyped
Mhm.
up and you on 10 all the time, every time those people that sub to you, they expect you to be that. That's a
Yeah.
lot of energy to do that. If you could do it, good for you. But when I'm done with like an hour long live stream, I don't know about anybody else. I'm like drained. I'm sweating. I'm drained.
Oh hell yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah,
I'd be ready to get off after 30 minutes.
me
Somebody
too.
said they was coming back today, but didn't.
Well,
They come back then.
I
I like to I like going live. I don't mind the live part. I don't mind that. But
Right.
I've gotten to a place where I feel comfortable just being myself.
Hmm.
So I'm not really drained because I'm just being myself. I'm not putting on the act. I'm not giving you, I'm not giving you a little shimmy. Well, I might, but that's just me. Mhm.
I have a question to kind of add to that a little bit. I don't want to shift gears too much, but back
Mhm.
to Angel B's question about your attitude, determining your altitude. So, how do y'all feel about like I don't want to say like karma because people always say, "Oh, I don't believe in karma," and all this
Right.
stuff because y'all mentioned people who like, oh, they'll, eventually it'll all come crashing down. But I've seen some people where, or maybe not to my knowledge, they
Right.
live a long, prosperous life being nasty.
yeah.
But that may be true in some instances, but then what about these people's children? You know?
Ah, okay,
And they
Because your
really
okay,
gonna be
legacy is
happy.
also
that's
a
true.
attachment of your success, right? What does
Yep.
your legacy look like? What are you
Mhm.
leaving behind? If you're just leaving nastiness behind, where you
Right.
really successful.
That's good. Yeah.
And really just be a front because they really be unhappy. Really,
Right.
Yeah, they
they
do.
just putting on their front.
Yeah, and
Right.
where does karma start at? Where does it start? Where does it end? You know, like where is it actually starting at? Is it do you build up a solid foundation of good karma because you've been good all your life, or you know, some people say it comes from the generation before you. So where does it actually start at?
Mm.
Yeah, I'll let other people answer because I don't really believe in karma per se. It's the same similar concept. I believe you reap what you sow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
But
what I was gonna say. Yeah, for sure. Sowing and reaping. It's a basic biblical principle.
Yeah. Yeah. So Chris was well said the mask eventually comes off.
It do.
Very
I know
true.
that's right. That's a
I think
fact.
that people have a tendency to miscalculate what will come about them in the future, especially
Mm-hmm.
when they're being crooked.
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
It, because the thing about it is, as much as yes, I do believe that uh, whatever you sow, you'll reap. I
Mm-hmm.
also understand that a lot of times the people that are so busy being um, maleficent or sneaky or conniving
Mm,
generally are so inundated on trying to get over that they don't
Yeah.
notice that they're tripping their own self up later on.
mm,
Yes.
And so while it looks to us that karma or circumstances have hit them, truth be told, they were never careful to from the beginning. They
right.
Mm-hmm.
were never
So reaping what you
checking.
sow.
They weren't able to cross every T and dot every I because they were double minded in their assignment. You
Mm.
can't focus
Mm-hmm.
on being crooked and being successful.
Right.
Mhm. That's the truth.
Yeah. And so that kind of goes with what we were saying, Tina, about reaping what you sow. So you're sowing all of this negative energy, and eventually it's gonna grow up and bite you. So
Yeah.
similar to karma,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a seed that's gonna take
It is.
root.
Right. Uh-huh.
Very true. Okay.
I
Oh
want to
man.
say something, but I don't want to take it to the left.
Do it, do it,
But
do
Take
it.
it to the left.
Hey,
Take it to the left.
Mimi.
no,
to the
because
left, to the left.
I've actually had this question. Well, I've been wondering this for a long time though, because there's a lot of hurt that people go through that they didn't cause. So
Yeah.
I kind of like that's
Go ahead, made me
I don't know.
talk.
I get stuck. I get stuck with that one, and that's kind of why sometimes I kind of back up. That's the reason why I did back up from church, because
Mm.
I couldn't understand why would someone have to experience so much hurt when they're never done harm to another person. Even like just think of people underage and that didn't have a chance to do people wrong and then
Mm.
got done wrong so much. So I don't know, but
Mm.
No, I think that's a valid point.
That's a yeah.
Very
That's,
valid.
I think
Very
that's a
valid.
valid point. And I don't have the answer to that. Where's
I,
Danielle at? Or Tina? Come on.
Come on, Chairman. What say you, my dear?
I've been stuck on that since like
What's the
2012.
question? Run that by me one more time.
And
It's
where
just like why
Danielle
people
at?
that get hurt and bad things happen to them when they didn't put it out any wrongdoing.
mm.
Oh, well, we live life. Struggle is going to happen to anyone. Heartache
Mm.
is going to happen to anyone
Mm.
at any given time. But there are things that you can do that will cause you to go through things unnecessarily. There are, I get the whole thing of, oh, I didn't do anything to anybody and they shouldn't have treated me like this and treated me like that. How much of that has to do with your discernment?
Hmm.
How much of that has to do with the fact that you're not judging the
See,
situation nor the person properly?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And
but
so if you have
wait,
people in your life that are always doing you wrong, you may want to consider how you're doing yourself if you're connected to them.
Ooh.
See, I agree with that, but I'm speaking on more when they don't even have when they're not even of age, or at that point. See, I don't know. It's just
Are you
it get
I
talking
me
need
about
to.
there. I
like
I
get
need
stuck
if a
on
some
that.
more
child if a child
context
gets
to the.
hurt?
I need more context to be able to address exactly what you mean.
Mimi, did you mean like when kids like get hurt,
Go through
Yeah, yeah.
something.
kids are abused, they didn't really go through anything in life to hurt anyone, so why are they being hurt? Is that kind of what you mean?
Yeah, constantly, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, well, that goes back to when you're talking about children, children are innocent and children have authority figures. Somebody dropped the ball when it comes to them. You have predators in families that family members cover up their predatory behavior because they don't want them to uh, to be harmed by the system of things. And so we're talking about there are times where people who may intend to do well and may intend to cover and protect when the time comes, some certain conversations aren't had. You got people that work all the time who aren't there for the children. They put the children in a person's hands without properly vetting them. There are a lot of things that happen. um and I'm not saying that the parent is the blame for what happens to the child in someone else's hands. However, there are times where if there has been an occurrence, if you don't have the proper type of relationship with your child where they feel open enough to say, so and so hurt me, so you can stop it as soon as possible, then there are issues as it relates to the breakdown of communication.
Okay.
I I agree. But some people just don't like talking about it too. So,
Yeah.
cause
Right.
And that's the
there
thing
was
about
it's just
not wanting to talk about it though. Is the problem is there wasn't the right kind of environment that allowed the person to feel comfortable enough to say something.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because there is a way that children can be raised where they feel like they can tell you anything. But if they feel like I'm scared because so and so is gonna suffer this, or this person is going to go through this if I say something, then that's the wrong kind of environment and the wrong kind of messaging that child has. A lot of times, it's about communicating things as early as possible, so that when something does happen, they run to be rescued rather than hide to rescue someone else that shouldn't be rescued.
Right.
I agree with what Supreme just said too about the passing down of other people's things.
The chat is hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they say the chat is a whole nother show sometimes.
Yeah, man. You have no idea.
I blame Trump. What up,
Yo,
Chip?
my man
okay, we
Chet.
can
What
back
up,
on track.
Chet?
Shout out to everybody that's joining. I,
Hey,
I
Christian Ray.
I ain't have a chance to shout everybody out individually because we had a good chat going on. But shout out to y'all.
Do you think kind of to go off of what the last commentary was? Do you think that we on a whole, do we create that atmosphere for our kids to be able to feel comfortable by some of the things? Because I know, like me growing up, there were certain things that either like my grandparents or my parents told me that as I got older, I was just like, you don't want to say that they did something wrong, or they just bullshitted you or whatever. But like I remember, like when it was a thunderstorm, you had to like turn all the lights out. You had to sit down. You had to be still. You couldn't run water. Like all these things that we were told that really had nothing to do with what actually was going on. And sometimes you put these
Yes.
fears, like if you put a bunch of kids at a playground, right? You got a slide, you got like the monkey bars, you got that little bridge that you walk across, you got all this stuff. If you just put a bunch of kids, I don't care what race, color, whatever, you just put them, they just gonna play.
Yeah.
They play with each other. And then what happens is we start putting, our fears and all the things that we were told, we start putting all this stuff into them. Well, don't do that. Don't we're afraid for them to fall. We're afraid for them to, say anything specific. Language, getting hurt, those type of things. We try to shield our kids from. Do we like is that doing a disservice to them? Because now they may not feel comfortable with coming to you and telling you that so and so is said something, or in class so and so touched them, or like are we creating an atmosphere for our kids or grandkids, wherever you fall in this? Are we creating that atmosphere for them to feel comfortable enough to come to us with this stuff?
Right. Oh, yeah, I hear the fan. I was about to say, what is that? So Corey's well said, can we define the difference between karma and reaping what you sow, or balancing the scales?
That's good.
I would go so far as to say that it is defining the same things with different text
Yep.
in theory.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. So,
But
you know,
I
and
want to go back to what I forgot the channel name already. Brother of a certain
brother of
age.
a certain age. Yep.
When he was talking about what we pass down to our children, I think we just
Karma.
not even karma. He was just talking about like the I don't want to say dumb, but some of the things, some of the idiot. I don't want to say idiotic.
Just say say what's on your mind.
Some of the dumb shit that we pass down to our children, like you were saying about the storm. But you can take that across the board, even going so far to what Mimi was saying,
Right.
about like if a child is sexually, well, you can't say that on here. It's SA'd.
Yep.
If a child is SA'd and it's kept quiet by the family, like that's because we don't tell our business outside of this house, right? These are other things we're told growing up. So I think Supreme also said that in the chat that we take some of the things that we hear and we just repeat it without really thinking about it, without really thinking about the meaning of it. And that does happen. That definitely happens in our community. So how can we start to change that? How do we change that?
I would just say like it always takes, I'm gonna use this word, but it's just because it's a dynamic word, but it takes people to be revolutionary. You can't sometimes you got to go against the grain. The stuff that I'm talking about are things that was handed down, and if you decide to go outside the box, people kind of look at you like, I grew up like this. So and it's not an attack on the things before you. It is as you get older and you understand a little bit more and you create your own path, and you understand what some of these things, some of these tropes, some of this advice, some of these superstitions have limited us.
Yeah.
So it's about understanding that and then doing it in a way from a point of love, like doing it like that's my whole thing. Like we could have all these conversations, we could do all these things. If you're doing it from a point of view of love, and you really want people to get the message, then you can do it that way. Not everybody's going to accept it. Some people are like, hey, this is the way I grew up. It worked for me. And so I'm just going to do it. But if you're doing it from a place of love and you genuinely want people, around you to be the best that they can be, you know, you have to have those conversations. It's going to be tough. You're going to get pushback. You're going to get yelled at. You're going to get cussed out. But if we doing it, like, let me see, was it 9 people on this panel? If we have a flat out, all out, you know, brawl as far as verbally, we all going back and forth. If at the end of the day, you know, this person is coming to me and I don't question what their motives are. I know they come from a place of love, then you can move forward. In my opinion, you can move forward with it because you know they're not trying to harm you. They just may have a difference of opinion, or they just may be looking at through some different lenses than you do. And we have to understand that each one of us, all 9 of us on this panel, nuance from a different point of view. We may have some similarities. That's what we'll connect at. We'll connect at where we're the same, and then we work outward from there.
Right.
And try to, you know, continue to build. And if you go into I go into a lot of situations like, well, listen, I don't know shit. I could learn something. And then if I open my mind up like that, I feel like it served me the best when I go into situations saying that I don't know, that I don't have the answers. And I may find something that I may hear something that I've never heard, or even if it's something that you have heard, sometimes coming from a different voice, it rings with you.
Right.
You know.
For sure.
Okay.
I know that when it comes to people, the willingness to open up and talk is an art, is really an art form that is kind of freshly being implemented into families now. Whereas the greatest generations, and possibly I would go so far as to say the boomers, did not talk.
You did what your parents said to do. That was it.
Right, and that was it. And you didn't get the why. You didn't get the why. And when you didn't get the why, all you have is information without revelation. You don't have wisdom, and you have the knowledge, but you don't know how to carry those things out, and the purpose of which these things are being told to you. And so when that happens, you have a bunch of people that grow up wanting to rebel against the thing they were told because they never understood the why it was being told to them. They were just giving out rules and regulations without with it the care that is supposed to be attached to it. It just looked like you have a dictatorship and I just have to follow it until I get out your house.
Yeah. I agree. I try to catch.
See what JoJo said?
We got a troll trying to come into here. Sorry, y'all. Ain't going fall for that trick again. All right. What JoJo said? Oh, going to therapy. Yeah. Well, counseling.
The reason why I didn't speak is because I didn't want any, like, cause my parents and my grandparents and my mom, they was all very strong and they very protective, right? So, but if I would have spoke, it kept coming to my mind that maybe something would happen to that person that did me wrong, and I always and actually God took care of it later. But I just felt like if I did tell, they'll do something to them, or either they, when people get outed and on their wrongdoing, they do something to themselves. So that was a reason why I avoided from talking. But the avenue to talk was always there, always asked and trying to get it out of me. But I would never say anything because I didn't want that person to be harmed. Even I don't know why I thought that or why I was in that thing, but it was just I just always felt like it'd probably be they'd try to take their own life or something would happen. But it was just me always looking out for the person that did me wrong before looking out for myself, though.
Mhm.
Bottom line.
So Mimi, is that something that you started working on like later on, like, because it sounds like you were like protecting the person that hurt you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't. It's many people, but it's just like I just kept it to my. I don't know. It just. I just at first it was like it wasn't didn't bother me, but after a while I noticed that it did hinder me from a lot of stuff, from being outgoing, from doing different things because I'm trying to protect myself. So
Mhm.
I don't know. It's
I,
a weird,
Mm-hmm.
but
I
that's why I don't want to
understand.
get too off
But thank
topic.
you for sharing that, Mimi. Like, thank you for sharing that.
Right.
Oh,
I
I will.
I want to say that it was just a thing back in the day where I know that there was a time in my life where I was afraid to say something
Hmm.
because of the outcome that I thought was going to come behind what I said.
Mm-hmm.
In turn, it just caused me to become angry
Hmm.
and mean towards people because at this point I want to protect myself. I was still outgoing. If anything, I went out even more to
Mhm.
prove that uh I can show you better than I can tell you. You know,
Yeah.
growing into growing into a an image of strength, an image of danger, so that people wouldn't think that I could be taken advantage of again.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But the whole thing of the culture of feeling like you'll get in trouble for telling someone you were hurt
Yeah.
was
Right.
prevalent back in the day.
You're
And I
Yeah.
very much right.
understand that it was that mindset and that messaging was the undertone of what was going on because people didn't believe in calling the police, in
Yeah.
certain communities. They
Right.
didn't believe in turning in certain loved ones or whatever if they were some of the culprits. And so you're talking about a whole society and environment that protected its own predators
Yes.
and punish the children for what they went through, causing them to go silent. And then next thing you know, you have generations and generations of people that are violent because they were never given the
Take that.
opportunity to speak.
Mhm.
That is so very true. It's that sweep it under the rug generation.
Yeah.
It made you feel like you were ostracized, cast to the side. It was almost like you were marked with the plague if you opened your mouth and spoke up uh, about something that happened to you. Like,
Mm.
just an example, everybody's familiar with Little Miss Shirley, you know, and I remember seeing a comment in the chat. She was like, a lot of y'all, some woman, she was a random chick. I don't know who her name was.
Mhm.
She was just like, oh, I seem like a lot of y'all who feeling some type of way was from that generation of people that been touched, huh? And I was like, well, what an ignorant statement.
Right.
Because this little girl, as cute as she is, people are traveling hundreds of miles and she's being passed around in random people's arms.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's diabolical to me because people are slick. Pedophiles in nature, they don't appear to be, and it just ain't a man thing. It's females too. Why
Mhm.
everybody's
Yeah.
passing this little girl around feeling
Mhm.
feeling her up, and the people are unaware that it's happening.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
putting on the play.
Crazy. Just an example.
Yeah, you know what? Because you remember, well, I'm of a certain age, but years ago, it was all put on the young girl. Oh, she
Yep.
fast. Oh, look what she wearing. Like all this stuff and there was really very limited responsibility put on the fact the reason why you want to protect this young girl wasn't because of her clothes. It was because you
Right.
knew that a certain person that everybody kind of knew in the family, you know, They,
Mhm.
they wasn't
Oh my goodness.
they wasn't trusting them around their money. You had to put your
Right.
wallet away. You know what I'm saying? There was a certain people around that we looked at a certain way, and you as a kid, you didn't know why, but the adults was like, oh, no, 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 oh, so and so back there. No, we got you don't go back there. You don't talk to him. Or
Right.
Right.
and you say to the girls, get your little fast tail away from them, when
Right.
it wasn't about the girl, the
Mm.
young lady, because she didn't, this little
She
girl, she
didn't
don't
know.
understand this.
Right.
Yeah.
She don't, the clothes that her mother put on her had nothing to do with that person that she trying to protect her from. But we would the focus seemed to be on her, or not necessarily on the person that we trying to protect them from. So
Exactly.
it definitely was a lot of that. And I remember, growing up where the either the mother or the grandmother would yelling at the young lady, get your fast behind in this house. And
Yeah.
all they had to
Mhm.
be doing was out there playing innocently with the little girl. They out there laughing and joking. They're not thinking like that. But the emphasis was on,
Mm.
in most cases, the young lady. And then
That's true. I can totally identify with that. Just a quick example, just a little snippet from my life. Back in the day when they used to wear, the little girls would put on the terry cloths and the little crop tops and things like that.
Mhm.
So I heard little things like, why her parents dress her like that? She shouldn't be dressed like that. Oh, she gonna be fast. I mean, already saying stuff. I wasn't even young enough to understand none of what they were saying.
Mhm.
And so it started to be all of those things where the family was tearing me down. Oh, why would her mother dress her in that manner? That was the style for little kids at that time. Little terry cloth shirts, little crop tops, little things like that. But a lot of times, a lot of the girls would get labeled
Right.
Yeah.
automatically with stuff like that. And it tends to follow them in
Mhm.
certain moments, if not addressed.
Hmm.
You just made me think about that. I just want to just share that.
no, I remember it. I remember it.
Okay. Shout out to everybody that just joined. I appreciate y'all for pulling up.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on?
Told you to possibly go left from the topic.
BFF
Hey,
is here.
Yes,
nah,
BFF
but
is in the building.
the people is loving
Because
this topic though. I got like, do we need to have a deeper dive because
Mm-hmm.
this chat is moving. Everybody's like, I love this, and then everybody resonates or they know somebody that like
Listen,
Because I used to wouldn't
this
even
topic
never
right
talk
here
about it.
is a topic that happens in many households, but a lot of people
Mhm.
do not speak about it. It is swept under the
Mhm.
rug.
Yep.
The Uncle Chester, the molester. Everybody
Yeah.
knows
Yeah.
molester.
Mhm.
Ain't nobody. Everybody let him stay right there in the back
Right.
room, so he have
Right.
access to all the kids. I don't get it, but it
Mhm.
happens often in families, especially in our community. The
Mhm.
only community I can speak about is our own. I don't know if it happens in other communities, but I'm talking
Right.
about
Oh, it does.
Right.
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 ours.
Right. Right.
And
Like
that's the
was
thing about the pushing fear of on the kids
Mm-hmm.
without explaining to them that it's supposed to be love that's involved.
Right.
With you trying to protect the child, instead of scaring them scaring them so much.
Right.
What I understand is that when when parents inflict that much fear in a child, they do not want to open up no matter what happens to them
Yeah.
Yep.
It's true.
Yep.
They
because
won't.
they're scared of not only the consequences of their experience, but
Mhm.
they're also afraid of what their words may cause.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing about knowing that words are powerful to the
Mhm.
point where you're told, watch your mouth, say that again. I'm gonna give you something to cry about. All of these things that you've been basically groomed to be quiet. all of the time. Don't say anything because I'm going to get in trouble. So
Right.
when trouble actually comes, you don't feel like you have an outlet anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just say, I don't know if anyone has ever experienced this though. And as you get older, they don't remember that stuff they said to you. They don't remember it, or they act like they have amnesia. Like you, like,
Oh,
oh,
absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
remember. Like I don't know what that's about,
I
but
tried to
No
give them time.
accountability. They wanted you, leave it where it was at. Don't worry about it. Now
And then they
everybody
get
got
mad.
selective memory now.
Yeah. Then they get mad when you
Yeah,
start to challenge. Wait a
yeah,
minute, and you
yeah.
start describing. We was in such and such a place at such and such a time, and this happened at such
Mm,
and such. And I remember that hairstyle or that outfit. Then their mouth is stuck open, like shut up already, you
yeah, because
know,
kids don't forget. Kids don't be forgetting nothing.
And don't.
mm.
But you
So,
remember. You remember every.
Indeed.
You remember that.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the effect
Mm-hmm.
that had on you. You remember,
Yeah.
not being able to talk. And again, I don't want it to seem like they did what they knew how to do. So everything they had was passed down on to them. So they
mhm.
felt like most of us, we feel like, well, it worked for me. So it must have been. So it's not about like, pushing back and telling them they were wrong, but having a voice and saying, this is how it affected me. And then
Mhm.
having them acknowledge that, okay. But just to be like, oh, you ain't getting no whoopings, and you got your butt tore up for everything,
Right.
and just have somebody be like, oh no, I don't remember that. Yeah,
Right.
you remember everything. You remember everybody got a whooping. If one kid did something, everybody got their butt beat.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, even if you ain't do anything. So those things are profound on you. Like you remember those things, and like somebody said, it teaches you to just be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Right.
Yeah, well, I don't mind sharing because I don't have the triggers associated with it. I was SA'd on my way home from school when I was in the 8th grade.
Mm,
I was more afraid of the fact that had gotten home late
Mm.
than I was to tell about what actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
Because the person, the parental um, figure in the home
mm-hmm.
was so inundated on, you got to get here on time, and if you
Mm-hmm.
don't, you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that I had in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
even though I was going home hurt
Mm,
physically.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it was
Yeah.
one. It's That's why I'm so passionate about making sure you have open communication with your children.
Very
mm,
much so.
Because if they don't know that they have somebody that they can go to talk to, where
Yes.
they can feel protected, it's things like this. It took me 30 years for me to ever make mention that it ever happened.
Yes.
wow.
30 years.
Been there.
And so that silence deadens a person on the inside. And then
Mm.
they wonder why you cutting up, why you acting up, why all of a sudden your grades drop, why all of a
Mm,
sudden you're not interested in things, why are you super interested in everything, why you got to be everywhere, why you always trying to run around. And you can have both sides of the coin going on at any
Yeah.
given moment, but they never get to the core of what happened to cause all of this.
Yes.
And a small thing we could do is not, it just is just a small thing. It's a little throwaway thing, but
mm,
when we were growing up, when you were introduced to adults, we had to embrace. Give your auntie a hug. One of the small things you could do is, if your kids don't want to hug somebody, if your kids don't want to
Allow your
embrace
child to make the
somebody,
choice, right?
allow them
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
not do that. Because I'm, again, the generation for me was, you got to acknowledge them. Kids don't speak unless they spoken to. You got to
right.
acknowledge them. If your uncle come or your aunt come, tell you, give them a hug. You got to give them a hug. You got to acknowledge.
Right.
Like, in not in a rude sense, but allow kids to say, that dad or mom, I don't really want to give them a hug. There was none of
Yeah, I
that.
don't feel comfortable with that.
Yeah, there was none of that. You had to give that hug. You had to acknowledge them like they were, because they were adult. Automatically, you gave them respect because they were older, and that's just for a kid. They have nothing to do with the fact that this person was born 20 or 30 years before them.
Right.
That's not
Right.
that's not on them. So it's like little small things like that where, and I know if you do it on the outset, people are going to be looking at you like you're a little strange, or she raised her kids, or he raised his kids different. But allowing these kids to have their voice will go a long way for them to be able to come to you, whether they come to you
Absolutely.
emotionally, crying, upset. They'll be able to come to you and say what's on their mind and say what's bothering them. And then at least they know that the one place they can go to
Mm-hmm.
is mommy or daddy. If
Right.
if they can't go nowhere else, they can go to mommy and daddy. And to hear you say, like, I was more worried about getting home on time
Mm-hmm.
than the fact that I got SA'd, that's profound.
Yeah, that's oof. Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I'm just glad it didn't make me bitter though. That's
Mhm.
that's where I
Mhm.
found my strength
Mhm.
though, because I just look back and I just think, like, 'cause I think it was about a month or two ago. I actually thought about it, and I'm like, dang, it happened more than the one the ones I actually counted, and like my heart never changed. I don't know. I felt like I should have been that bitter
No.
person,
Mm.
but I'm not, and I don't know. I don't know. I kind of look at it different. I don't know, because I also see that even though they don't give them a pass, whatever.
Mhm.
Right.
I know people are sick, and some people don't know how to cope with their sickness, or
Mhm.
either they've been through it. So I don't know. It is so many other ways to look at it. I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm just I'm just glad it didn't make me like the person I should have been.
I just want to say what Angel Villa said. I know this is a little off topic. I'm so sorry, y'all. I really did not know Caprini Green